countdown commences. For the 12th time this year, the Raiders have a shutout. And for the first time ever, they'll be headed to Milwaukee to play for a chance at the state title. Your Kiel Raiders are the 2022 sectional final champions.
The rebound, Pierce Arts, and the Raiders are going to run this one out. This one's over. He's saying goodbye. The Raiders are regional champs. Oh my goodness. 75-68. Kiel has won their first regional championship in 10 years. My goodness.
Do we dare squeeze for a win, Mitch?
Yeah, that's a tough decision to make.
Got some speed on third base. Third baseman playing even. Blatz delivers. That's exactly what they're going to do. Harlem, there! It's game over! The Raiders win on a suicide squeeze from Daniel Schmidt. It's going to be Shizzle. 3 from the logo. It's no good. Edelman's going to clear it and bring it home for the Raiders. Their first regional championship since 2008.
And with that, Madison, Wisconsin, you better get ready. So for the first time in school history, the Kiel Raiders will be moving on to state.
It has been a wonderful ride to be a part of, and guess what? We are coming your way next Thursday, Madison, Wisconsin.
The clock strikes 0 and it's official. The Kiel Raiders are going to Madison.
Welcome to Kiel Raider Radio. I'm Brandon Muebauer here with Miles Detroit for tonight's matchup between the Kiel Raiders and the Port Washington Pirates. It's a beautiful day here in Kiel, wouldn't you say, Miles?
I would. Great Saturday morning for some baseball, Brandon.
Yeah, it's going to be a tightly contested matchup. Kiel coming into this game 10-3, 7-3 in conference, coming off that win against New Holsting on Thursday. Miles, what do you think Kiel's going to have to do here to be able to get the win against this Division I Port Washington Pirates?
I think it starts with no simple errors, no mistakes in the defensive end. Like you mentioned, this is a D1 team. Their conference, in my opinion, doesn't show how good they are. They're 6-12, 3-9 in conference, and 9th in the North Shore, which is a very stacked Division I conference, Brandon. So I think it really starts, like I said, with the simple plays, routine plays in the infield, which we saw a lot of on Thursday. And, yeah, just staying disciplined. You know, I saw them, the bond between this team really well. They were just playing some game over there. So I think they're ready to go, and it'll be a good one.
Yeah, and you know, can't say for sure, but usually the bond between the small school teams is closer than the bond between bigger school teams.
Absolutely.
So that's something that Kiel has going for them. And I mentioned that Port Washington Division I school, first time in half a decade that Kiel has played against a Division I school. And we'll see how they can come out here and compete. They've got plenty of weapons to be able to do it on the offensive side. A lot of Aaron Stefani, Colton Schaefer, all have stats that are top of the conference. Stefani on base percentage and slugging 5th and 10th respectively. Schaefer with 568 slugging and 1 home run on the year. So, you know, this is going to be a tightly contested game, in my opinion. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and on the other hand, for Port Washington, too, like you mentioned, D1 school, great school. Like I said, the record doesn't really show how talented they can be and dangerous they can be. They're pretty senior and junior heavy. Some seniors on their team, Owen Webb, Carson Page, Kyle Uselding, Bayer White, Isaac Morgan, and most of those are getting the start here this morning, Brandon.
Yeah, and Well, you talked about it. They're very junior, senior heavy. But at that shortstop position, Jack Bunyan's, the freshman's going to be a big part. He's batting fifth. That's a good spot for your power hitters, so we'll see what he can do here.
Absolutely, and the Raiders, too, on the other hand, they have a great batting lineup as well. I mean, I talked about it on Thursday, but their whole lineup is great. They're able to provide hits, able to provide offense for this Raiders squad. I mean, you look all the way down at the 9th spot this morning. Brady Kiemball, the sophomore, is a great weapon. And then Gross as well, great weapon in the bottom of the order. So equal value amongst this Raiders offense.
Yeah, for sure. And Pittston will get the start on the mound. Had a tough outing at New Holsting last week. Hopefully he'll be able to turn it around today. And as we move on to sponsors.
Today's Kiel Raider baseball game is proudly supported by Premier Financial, Todd Olick and New York Life, the Gravel Pit Sports Bar and Grill, Kiel Booster Club, Signature Flooring and More, Dynamic Heating and Cooling, Bell and Health Titletown, Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza, Real Logistics, Yard 65 Brewery and Events, Kienbaum Services, Kiel Lounge, Albright Again LLC, Sargento Foods, On Point Financial Group, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. We will send you to Mr. Tim Velker on the PA, finishing up starting lineups and for the national anthem here this morning.
And at second base today, number 6, Brady Kienbaum. At this time, to honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, place your hand over your heart for the singing of the national anthem. Tim and Jerry will get you started, and then you join in. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Great job, let's play ball.
Another fantastic performance from Tim and Jerry as we get started on the starting lineup for the Port Washington Pirates. Leading off for the Pirates, number 20, Kyle Uselding, senior. In the 2 spot, number 23, Sam Haft. Number 7, O'Neal Wright, playing first base. Followed by Carson Page in the cleanup spot. Then Jack Bunyan, the freshman, at 5. At 6, J.J. Bergen. At 7, Bayer White. Then Sam Paston, the senior. And ending it off for the Pirates, number 20, Kia Sullivan, sophomore. As the starting pitcher for
It's actually Stefani now, I just realized. So.
It is Stefani.
Yeah, we had Pitson, right? We just realized too, yeah.
So Stefani will get the start on the mound for the Raiders.
Milbath's catching.
So, yeah, we'll have to make some changes to that. But Aaron Stefani, 9th in the conference with 2 wins and 1 loss. 3.11 earned ERA in 4 appearances and 9 strikeouts in only 9 innings pitched. So not hasn't pitched much this year. I think he pitched a little bit more at the beginning of the year, but this is my first time seeing Stefani out there pitching. Anything you want to add about him?
No, I think today's a perfect opportunity for Stefani to get a good appearance here on the mound, and we haven't seen much of him this season, so it's his time to shine, and it's a perfect opportunity to do so.
And in the field for the Raiders, Lemieux, Velker, Gross, left to right in the outfield. Milbrath, Schaefer, Kingbaum, Schmidt in the infield, and it's Pitson at third, Stefani pitching, and Milbrath catching.
Yeah, we apologize. There were some late shifts in the Raiders defensive lineup, but yeah, should be all good now.
We get ready for action. First pitch, ball high. So I make the adjustments on my paper.
Yeah.
So Kyle Uselding up to bat for the Pirates, as that one's high as well.
So just a three-way shift between third pitcher and catcher.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll see if the batting lineup changes for that too then.
Yeah, 370 batting for Uselding. That one got in there for a strike. He's got, as I mentioned earlier, 370 batting average. Gets on base percentage 45, 452. My apologies. Ball high.
Yeah, like I mentioned, a perfect opportunity for Stefani here on the mound, and one thing he'll have to do is adjust to these powerful Pirates batters here this morning.
Swinging strike number 2, 2-2 count now.
And I think he heard me from up here as he does there. Pitches a nice strike 2 and now gets this thing to full count. See what he can do here next.
Here's the 2-2 on its way. Fouled off. And I haven't seen Stefani pitch so far this year, so
At all?
At all, I
Yeah.
have not.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
kind of running out of things to talk about. I don't know his tendencies, stuff like that I know from other pitchers. So
Well, I mean, we haven't seen much of him all year, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so he gets his let's see here, 5th appearance. So
Batter number 23, Sam Hafe.
and now Sam Haft comes up to bat after the walk to Uselding. Senior again, designated hitter for the Pirates today. See what he wants to do here. Called strike 1.
nice job from Stefani getting right ahead in the count here. Pitches a first pitch strike, trying to get Haft uncomfortable and try to get this first out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's the spot you want to be. It's hard to make solid contact as he checks on Uselding over at first. And that's a hard pickoff for a righty, is trying to pick the guy off at first.
And credit to Schmidt, too. He had a lot of those on Thursday where Velker was checking on him as well, too. So big roll over there at first.
Checks on him again.
Got into 3 pickles on Thursday, Brandon. You missed
Really?
3 pickles.
Wow.
Yeah. One to start off, and then 2 times Velker checked over on first and got. That's funny.
That one's fouled off into the woods.
Yeah, I think if you're Stefani now in this at-bat, you're up 0-2 in the count. I don't think you worry about Uselding over there
No.
on first. You take Haft himself and try to get a big first out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, Uselding has four stolen bases on the year. But now Stefani looking. Checks on Uselding once again. Schmidt lays the tag. And an underrated aspect of this team is the fielding. Stefani Stefani has a really good fielding percentage as that one's in the air. Velker calling for it. He'll make the catch. So that's 1 out.
Yeah, nice job, Stefani, putting Haft away. First out of the inning. That's a big one. Forces him to put it in play, and Velker's right there for the catch out there in center.
Yeah, and as I was starting to mention, the fielding aspect of this team, this Raiders team, is really one of the bright spots that doesn't get talked about often, with Schmidt and Stefani both ranked top 10 in the conference for fielding percentage. Fouled off.
Would have been the perfect gap to hit over there to Lemieux and left.
Yeah.
So hits an oppo. That's something right. Definitely looking to do with that lefty. The lefty dominant is to hit oppo field, catch this Raiders defense off guard here this morning.
Yeah, right. 340 batting average. Definitely, probably one of the best hitters on this team.
Yeah, he is, most definitely.
Has some power. Here's the pitch. That one back to left field. And Lemieux able to make the catch for out number 2.
Well, a good response here from this Raiders defense. They give a walk up to Uselding to start the game, and then putting Haft and Wright away to get an out number 1 and out number 2 here this morning.
Yeah, as now Carson Page Sr. steps into bat. Bat cleanup, 315 batting average, couple RBIs, couple runs. Runner goes. He'll be safe, just got around the tag. Yeah, the Usually now be his 5th stolen base on the year.
Yeah, and Milbrath had a heck of a game on Thursday, too, on the defensive end. Made a nice play over at second to end one of the innings, and was overall just a great contributor in Thursday's win.
Yeah. That one's fouled off. And yeah, I wonder if this Port Washington team is gonna know that Kiel doesn't have their starting catcher back there and might try to test Milbrath, see what he's got in the tank.
But I would also say Milbrath gets a lot of experience, with the reps he gets.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now 0-2's the count, 2 outs in the top of the first. Uselding on second, Page the batter. Stefani looking at Page. Looks Uselding back. Here's the pitch. Down the line, fair ball. Uselding will round third. He's heading home. And Page will stay at first. And it is an early 1-0 lead for the Port Washington Pirates.
Yeah, nice job of Page. Was behind in the count 0-2, didn't settle, waited for his perfect pitch, and finds one over the plate and delivers our game's first run here this morning.
Yeah, and there's not much more you want from an 0-2 at bat.
Right.
Kind of just trying to get contact on the ball, making sure that you're not struck out. And here's the 0-0. Inside, almost caught him.
Jack Bunyan, the freshman, getting the start, sitting at the 5-hole spot this morning. One of the of 3 freshmen, I believe, on the team.
Schaefer sends it to Schmidt, and that'll be out number 3 as we head to the top of the first, but not without 1 run from the Pirates. Pirates lead your Raiders 1-0.
Over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling is the only call you need to make for your air conditioner, furnace, air handler, boiler, or ductless system needs. They offer free estimates so you know exactly what to expect when they come to your temperature rescue. Call 920-838-5800 5599 for your heating and cooling needs. Dynamic Heating and Cooling supports your Kiel Raiders.
Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon, except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. Sunday and Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesdays, cheeseburger and fries. On Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. And on Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. We're here in Kiel, Wisconsin. The Port Washington Pirates lead it 1-0. As we get to the lineup for the Raiders, leading off is Cade Velker, followed by Aaron Stefani, who's getting the start on the mound tonight. Then Colton Schaefer, followed by Hunter Pitson in the cleanup spot. Milbrath, Tegan Schley, Owen Schmidt, Ben Gross, and ending off with Brady Kingbaum. Pitching for the Port Washington Pirates is Thompson. I don't remember what his first name is. Sam Thompson. He's got a 9.00 ERA, in 5 appearances, 1 save. Only has 7 innings pitched, so this is going to be a pretty fair matchup. 2 fairly inexperienced pitchers. And the defense for the Pirates will consist of Thompson and Bergen, the 1-2, Uselding, Bunyan, the freshman, Page and Wright at third, shortstop, second and first, respectively. And then in the outfield, left to right, Paston, Sullivan, and White. Here's the 0-0. Low for ball 1. And it looks like at least for the fastball, this guy's got some speed to him. So we'll see how the Raiders can do with that. So there's another low.
Yeah, Velker had a nice appearance on Thursday, not necessarily on the offensive end, but I would say more on the defensive end, picking up, let's see, his 6th win of the season. 6 strikeouts, only 3 hits given up. Pretty good outing for the senior captain.
For sure. And now he's ahead in this count, 3-0, Velker is. And wonder what the thought is going to be going into this next pitch from Thompson. 4-pitch walk to Velker. Tried pitching around him, didn't work. As now Aaron Stefani steps up to the plate.
And that's an ideal start for this Raiders offense. You get a speedster over there on first of Cade Velker, and now you send in Aaron Stefani, who had a heck of a game at the plate on Thursday's win.
Yeah, and here's the first to Stefani. And Velker, after the pass ball, will stay at first, though.
Yeah, smart. Rick came right in front of the catcher Bergen this morning. Don't want to get anything too... No mistakes, like I mentioned in pregame early in this one this morning.
For sure. Here's the 1-0 to Stefani. That one's in there for a strike. First strike of the day for Thompson. And Thompson, let's see here, somewhere here. 7 walks on the year. Has more strikeouts than walks as he tries to check on Velker at first. Didn't go.
Stefani started the game's first runoff on Thursday.
And Velker goes. He'll be safe at second. And that'll be a stolen base for Velker.
Stefani was the first hit of Thursday, and then Schaefer brought him home with the RBI double. That's what I meant to put to words.
Yeah, and Velker has a lot of speed to him. That's his 11th stolen base on the year, enough for 5th in the conference. As that's ball 2, 2-2 count now. And we'll see What's Stefani? Thompson, Stefani, here's the pitch. And he'll still make it there after the passed ball. Velker was tempting him. I think maybe a little bit of a distraction there. Got the ball away from him and was able to take another base on the passed ball.
Well, 2 stolen bases here for Velker to start it. I mean, you got a runner now in scoring position. Raiders have a good chance to tie this thing up.
For sure, the 3-2. That one short right field. Velker will score, and the Raiders have tied it up already.
Yeah, perfect ideal for the Raiders. You get 2 stolen bases around the infield for Velker, and then Stefani delivers another RBI, which is his 17th on the season, 3rd conference and 1st on the team.
Yeah, and now Colton Schaefer stepping up to the plate, as you mentioned earlier, was able to bring Stefani in on Thursday for the first run of the game, correct?
Yes, yep. Yeah, looking to do the same here. And also hit the Raiders' first home run of the season on Thursday.
Was that on Thursday?
Yep,
okay.
A shot to left field. It was great.
I was wondering when that was. As that one's an error from the pitcher, and Stefani will make it to second. Lots of mistakes not going in Port Washington's way this here early.
Yeah, and this is a team, the Raiders here, that will take advantage of those mistakes. You know, they're a great offensive team, and you make mistakes just like Velker stole 2 times already around the horse. They're gonna score and execute off those errors.
Yeah, now Thompson, Schaefer, the 1-0. That one dribbler to third baseman, and he'll fumble that, but that one will be called out. Took him off the bag, but he must have caught it first.
Yeah, he caught it with the foot on the bag, then it brought him off is what I saw, and I think the base umpire for this one saw as well.
Yep, that's Rick out there.
Yep.
As I mentioned earlier, I didn't realize he was an ump for baseball. Oh, wait, no. No, I did know that. Never mind.
Yeah. You do some baseball umping, right, Brandon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Have you done yet this year?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Yep.
Nice. How'd it go?
It was fine.
Good.
Nothing too, what's the word?
Crazy?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. That one's cracked to left field. Stays fair, goes foul. And Pitson was able to get a hold of that, was just a little bit early on it, but now Pitson has 2 strikes on him.
Well, this is, yeah, like you said, this is Thompson's ideal situation here. He's got 2 strikes on Pitson, looking to put him away here to get the second out of the inning.
Here's the 0-2 to Pitson. Almost. And Stefani able to make it home on the wild pitch. And now the Raiders have a lead in this one.
Yeah, and it's really been just because of these Port Washington errors. Velker stole around the horse, and then now a pass ball, wild pitch from Thompson gets Stefani home, and that's how they hold a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, now Pitson hitting 1-2. Hitting for a 1-2 count. Nobody on, is able to restart this inning. Let's see what he can do here. Here's the pitch. That one left field and caught by Paston out there in left field.
Good response from Thompson in this Pirates defense. You know, they gives up a wild pitch for the Raiders' second run, but then delivers a nice pitch right in front of the middle for Pitson to eat at and Paston out there to make the play.
Yeah, and what a difference between the last two batters. We started the inning with a Velker run, and then Stefani was able to get in the scoring position quickly, and now there's no one on, 2 outs after 2 runs have scored. As here's Milbrath now, as he'll take a dribbler to the shortstop. That's the freshman. He'll give it to right for out number 3. And as we get done with an inning, Raiders lead it 2-1.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
At Bellin Health, we believe when part of you is injured, we have a part to play. Whether you're injured swinging for the fences or tending the hedges beside them, whether your goal is to play across the pond or star in Swan Lake, whether you're injured building strength or using your strength to build, our part is to provide no-cost injury consults no matter what part hurts. That's right, free of charge. Welcome to the Orthopedic Walk-In Injury Clinic at Bellin Health Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
All right, welcome back to Kiel High School for today's matchup between the Port Washington Pirates and the Kiel Raiders. Your Raiders lead it 2-1 as we head into the top of the second. Leading off the inning for the Pirates will be Jackson Bergen, sophomore, as Milbreath steps up to the plate as catcher. And we will get started. As I mentioned, Bergen stepping up to the plate for the Pirates, and Stefani on the mound for the Raiders. The Pirates were able to get a run last time out via Uselding and Carson Page's short drive to left field. Here's the pitch. That one's in right field. Gross just not able to make the play, but he'll be able to hold him on first.
Yeah, good hustle from Gross. I mean, like you said, keeps him at first too, but good effort, good diving play for Gross out there and right.
Just not able to secure the catch.
Brandon Stefani joining us up here in the booth. Love to see it.
Did he bring donuts?
Oh, he should have. I could go for a donut right now.
If you know me, I could always go for a donut.
Right. You could always go for donut, no matter the person. Who doesn't like some donuts?
All right. And stepping up to the plate now for the Pirates, Bayer White, right fielder today. Stefani checks on Bergen at first base. Bergen. Let's see if I can find the. Bergen doesn't have a stolen base on the year, as that one's ball high and outside. Doesn't have a stolen base on the year. We'll see if they try to, again, test Milbrath here, like they did with Uselding at the start of the game. Here's the 1-0. Is that one? Stefani got a glove on it, but it kind of messed up Kingbaum. So,
yeah, not kind of. It absolutely did. Absolutely forced. Kingbaum was going to his right, and the tip from Stefani completely. He had to shift gears and just wasn't able to make the play over there to first.
Yeah, and I know Stefani had a chance to make that play there, but you almost maybe want to let that one go off to your second baseman.
Absolutely, I would agree. And it would have been, I think, a somewhat of a routine play for Keenbaum over there at second.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the theme for this one, Brandon, I think is going to be the Pirates, no doubt, on the offensive end are great. They have a lot of weapons, but we saw 2 errors, I think, in that last inning on the defensive end, so it's really going to be a factor them on the defense.
Yeah, and I look at the Pirates pitching staff, and they've got a lot of high ERA pitchers. I see a 21 in there, 9 earned run average, 5 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 8 earned runs, and that struggling pitching could be something that the Raiders can target.
Right, struggling pitching, and also a factor is that they're in great conferences, great D1 programs, so that also plays a part into it. But yeah, I would agree. Also, some self mistakes as well for this Pirate squad.
There's a bunt foul. 2-1 the count now to Sam Paston, another senior for the Pirates here. He gets to start in left field today as we see what the Pirates are going to do here with runners on first and second. A big opportunity here for these Pirates. Swinging strike 2. 2-2 count now.
Nice response from Aaron here, trying to get this one away. Still no outs here in this one, so just trying to get one on the board here for his defense.
Yeah, and I don't know Aaron too well, but from what I can tell, he's pretty level-headed. His checks on the runner now. I don't think Bergen expected that at first.
No.
Just was barely able to get in safe on that. Good. Yeah. Good move from Stefani and Schaefer there.
Yeah, I was just going to say the connection between those two juniors, definitely been playing in middle school, throughout high school, trying to make a play.
For sure. And they say he did not go around.
I would agree. I don't think it was a full. I don't know. Obviously, the men up here disagreed, but no.
It was a difficult call. You see that usually the umpire behind that's not behind the plate would be on that first baseline, but since there's a runner on first and second, he's over directly behind the pitcher. So
we're hearing the umpire tips from Brandon, the man himself.
And there's a swinging strike, number 3. Stefani takes him himself for out number 1.
Yeah, nice response from Stefani. 2 on here and just looking for just 1 out, and especially a strikeout is big here in these circumstances with 2 runners on.
Yeah, now Kia Sullivan, the sophomore center fielder, steps in for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 as Stefani gets ahead in the count early. We talked about it. We talk about it with Velker a lot, is how he likes to get it ahead in the count early, go right at his batters. Stefani seems to kind of like to work the edges a little bit more. So good to see that he's getting up in the count 0-1 right away, as that one's inside for ball number 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all about, your personal preference, and I think Velker does a great job of bouncing ahead in the count right away. And, obviously we haven't seen much of Stefani. It's been mostly away appearances. So, yeah, he's done a good job to start here in this one.
Here's the 1-1 low. 2-1 the count now with 1 out. Saw Sullivan. Bergen looked like he was going to try to go to third there. Sullivan waved him to stay, told him to stop. That center fielder, and he checks on Bergen again. Stefani does. The center fielder is kind of like the leader of your defense as well. I've talked about it in soccer with your center defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now they're usually surveying the field. It's the same thing with the center fielder. The center fielder, aside from maybe your right and left fielder, they're kind of surveying the field, and they're kind of your leader back there.
I would say with soccer too, the same thing goes with the goalie too. They have the best view of the field because they're the back. They see your whole team and just the whole field in general. So, yeah, I would agree with that point.
For sure. 2-2 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Dribbler to Schaefer. Schaefer, Schmidt. And that is out number 2 as the runners move to second and third. That is a 6-3.
Some discussion between
yeah,
the umpires.
A little discussion to see if he came off the plate. They decided he didn't.
Yeah, nice job over there. Schmidt keeping his foot on the bag. Not a tougher play of your normal routine.
And Schmidt, and this is not an easy thing to do. He's 10th in the conference right now for fielding percentage. That's not easy as a first baseman. You have almost every play is going to you. So
yeah, absolutely. I would agree.
As there's strike number 1 to Kyle Uselding. Uselding was walked in the first inning to start off this game.
When we talk about Velker bouncing out of the count, nice job from Stefani here getting the early 0-1 to Uselding here in the top of the order.
That one's fouled off. Stops at the 50-yard line over on the football field.
Stefani looking to put Uselding away here. Already bounced up to an 0-2 count.
Here's the 0-2. Ball outside. A good waste pitch there. Didn't have to go at him. Was able. He has balls to work with, so he's able to get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and I think he was just trying to get Uselding to bite there, try to get a waste pitch, like he said.
There's a dribbler to Schaefer. Once again, Schaefer, Schmidt, inning. Raiders lead it 2-1 heading into the bottom of the second inning.
The Lumberyard Brewery is now open. Guests are welcomed into the beautifully renovated 1920s brick building. With 12 craft beers and cocktails and a family-friendly environment, the Lumberyard is perfect for afternoons on the patios, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in for a pint and experience the historical charm of the Lumberyard Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow them on Facebook for constant updates of their beer offerings.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holsting, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit your PFCU.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. Your Raiders lead it 2-1 heading into the bottom of the second. Thompson is still pitching for the Pirates as Tegan Schley steps up to bat for the Raiders. Schley in the designated hitter spot has been a very crucial part of this Raiders team. As I pull up the stats, a 548 on base percentage, which is enough for third in the EWC, and he's just been a solid bat for the Raiders all year.
Yeah, and with that strict DH role, he primarily focuses on that.
Ball outside.
Yeah, and with that just primary focus on the offensive end, you know, he gives good opportunities on the offense for the Raiders.
Yeah, for sure, and he's been able to capitalize on the opportunities he's had. 6 RBIs on the year, 10 runs. That one's just foul. Just foul.
Yeah, talk about just foul. I mean, that was right there.
Yeah, I can tell Rick's hand hurts after that one. That was a rocket.
Got to get the ice out.
Yeah.
Ice the hand.
Here's the 2-1 count. Thompson to Schley. And that one's right back there. Stay fair. Oh, caught by the right fielder. That's White over there.
Yeah, heck of a catch. Heck of a great hustle there from White out in right field and just making a nice play. Didn't have to dive, but just good wheels and good hustle out there for the right fielder, White.
Yeah, and I think that was just a little bit. I think that would have ended up just foul again, but a good hit from Schley. So, let's see. As now Schmidt steps in, there's a called strike one. A good shot from Schley though. Don't discredit that.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great play out there from White as well.
Swing and a miss, strike number 2.
Schmidt had a solid outing on Thursday from the plate as well, too. Batted .500, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 walks, and a double.
That's a ball low. And the 1-2 now to Schmidt. The bottom of the second. That one's fouled out of play.
We haven't heard that in a while. I don't think I heard a single one on Thursday of the. No, that's all right. It was a good game. Had to pay attention.
If you say so. Here's the 1-2 to Schmidt. As that one's cracked. Oh, just straight to the freshman's shortstop, Bunyan. Good play from Bunyan.
So up next to bat here, Ben Gross. Brandon, did you ever notice on Thursday? I never noticed he had a pencil bat until Thursday. Like, never. And he's had it all year.
I was announcing the softball game, and I was listening to your broadcast. And
all right. And nobody covered second. Go, you can beat him. All right.
And Gross was able to turn that into a double.
Wow.
Miscommunication from the infielders there. The catcher thought the pitcher had it. I think the first baseman thought the pitcher had it. The pitcher thought that the catcher had it, and nobody had it. So
yeah, and great awareness from Gross to see no one's covering over there on second. So with his wheels, he's in there easily safe over there at second.
Here's Brady Kingbaum, watches ball 1. And you know that now this good inning for the Pirates can quickly turn into a spiral moment. You've got a runner in scoring position, Brady Kingbaum at the plate, as there's a grounder to the shortstop, as there's the third out, 6-3, as we head into the top of the third. Raiders lead it 2-1.
Raiders 2, Port Washington 1.
Most other things in life, the key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Your goal may be to protect your family during your working years or guarantee your own retirement security. These things won't happen by accident. It is important to map out a strategy that will help you meet those goals. The good news is that it is never too late to start. Of course, preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Oleg. You can find Todd on the 300th block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd brings knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders!
Welcome to Kiel once again for today's matchup between the Kiel Raiders and the Port Washington Pirates. The Pirates are down 2-1 right now. They're going to want to try and get something going. They've got the 2, 3, 4 batters up. That's Sam Haft, O'Neal Wright, and Carson Page, trying to get something going for these Pirates.
Yeah, I mean it's the offensive end has been solid to this point, but it's been more the defensive end, like I mentioned inning or two ago. I mean it's been the defensive errors, and offense has been decent to this point. So hopefully they can get some runs here to start the third.
Yeah, and now stepping in, Sam Haft for the Pirates. Stefani continues on the mound as here's the nothing pitch. Caught the plate, strike one.
And you talked about how Stefani tries to catch corners right away in his first couple of pitches. There he does it and bounces right ahead 0-1 here in the count.
Yeah, and this is a good bat for the Pirates as you'd expect in the 2-hole. As catches the corner again, Stefani does.
Goal there once again. He's got him twice now. Why not finish it off here with the third pitch to strike him out?
Yeah, that would be a good at-bat for Stefani here. As here's the 0-2. Misses the plate.
Well, he did try to go there again, Brandon, and just missed a little
Just
outside.
a little.
Just a little outside, but
just a tad outside. Here's the 1-2. Low for ball number 2. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah,
From
I know it's exactly
Major
what you're
League,
talking
I
about.
think, is the movie.
I don't know, but yes, I've heard it before. Yeah.
Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
As that one just misses the plate.
Yeah, safe to say Haste wanted that one. He wanted to swing at that one. He's been aggressive there on that outside to start.
For sure. Now, 3-2 pitch. Fouled off into the right woods.
Somebody's sitting up by the ticks and mosquitoes up there.
And the 3-2 once again. Haft able to stay alive. Haft a .356 batting average. Looking to keep that up here. His dribbler to Stefani. Gives it to Schmidt for out number 1.
Next batter, number 7, O'Neal Wright.
Yeah, just a routine play I talked about in pregame, but the Raiders are going to have to execute those on the defensive end all game here this morning and heading into the afternoon. All game. So, and there's one, Stefani, just nice little dribbler, sends it on over to Schmidt for a good first out here in the top of the third.
And now O'Neal Wright steps up to bat. Hit a deep fly ball to Lemieux in the first inning. Let's see what he wants to do here. As that one just goes foul.
It looked like it bounced in and then went out too. Maybe
had a weird bounce. Batter Wright didn't think that it was gonna stay fair, but it was close. It was close.
Yeah, and it kind of came off weird on the bat too when he hit it.
Here's the 0-1. That one liner up the right center field. Velker will bring it in quickly, and the Pirates now have a base runner.
Next batter, number 3, Carson Page.
Yeah, Wright has done a good job to this point at the plate. Getting on board. I believe that was the second hit, correct, Brandon? Maybe.
No, first hit
of the
last
game.
Last one was a deep fly ball to
that's right.
Lemieux.
But anyways, he gets on board here, trying to get just an inning started here for the Port Washington Pirates after giving up one out.
Yeah, as he checks on Wright. Stefani checks on Wright. Wright has 7 stolen bases, leads the team. So if I'm going to make a little prediction here, I'm going to say he'll probably try to steal here.
Yeah,
stays put. That's a called strike.
Not a bad prediction. I would think you're down 1 run, trying to tie it up here, get the equalizer, and tie things up. That would be huge in this third inning for the Pirates.
Yeah. At some point in this at bat, I'd say he'll probably go.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch inside to Page. the cleanup batter for the Pirates. Last time out, hit a single to left field, brought in Uselding. Here's the 1-1. Right back to Stefani. Stefani gives it to Schmidt. Schmidt places the tag, and that's 2 outs.
Schmidt had one of those on Thursday, too, where he was forced off the bag, did a nice job applying the tag, though, nevertheless, to get the second out here in this one, but to get an out on Thursday as well.
For sure. Now, Jack Bunyan, the freshman, steps into the box. Now you've got a runner on. A good thing to impress the coaches here would to try and bring that runner in to score. That would be a good way to impress the coaches here, as that one's low for ball 1.
No doubt, and just not even impress the coaches, but impress your team as well. Try to get this thing tied up, and in this third inning, be a big run here.
For sure. Here's Stefani checks on right. And there again, Stefani and Schaefer. Schaefer being in the right spot. Stefani threw it a little bit low into the right. Schaefer was able to be there to make the play.
Yeah, and that's the connection I talked about between those two juniors. Have played their whole lives in baseball and to this point here in high school as well.
2-0 count now. 2-0 count now to Bunyan. That one's fouled off into the woods. Stefani has. As there's a mound visit now, Milbrath will check on Stefani. Proud supporter of Raider baseball, the Kiel Booster Club provides support for all students and all co-curriculars at Kiel High School. The KBC raises funds through a variety of events, including Kiel Triathlon, raffles, uncorked, and concessions to financially support all co-curriculars while enhancing experiences and creating opportunities beyond KASD's budgetary contributions. Find out more at kielboosterclub.com/follow Kiel Booster Club on Facebook. And now, a 2-1 count as Stefani was going to check on right, but he was back. Right was back pretty quickly.
Good job from Stefani here. He's checked on these base runners frequently in this one, just trying to prevent any easy bags that this Pirates offense can get.
Exactly. As there's a grounder to Schaefer, not able to get it. There was a weird bounce. Wright will come in to score. And Bunyan brings in the runner.
Yeah, if you're Schaefer there, you get an error there, but he kind of waved his hand, though. He's got to hustle back after that one because now one scores here from all the way to second. You could have maybe possibly prevented the run there and keeping him at third.
Mm-hmm. And now Jackson Bergen steps up to the plate with 2 outs, a runner on first. Here's the pitch. Just outside. And now it's a tie. It's a tie game now. If you're Stefani, what's going through your mind to try and keep this lead from spiraling?
Well, I think a little frustration. Schaefer didn't make the play, obviously, maybe in the back of his mind, but obviously I don't not in his mind, but he's thinking he's got 2 outs, just needs one more here with only a runner at first, and then he trusts his offense that they'll get going next inning.
So that's a ball high. And that's a really tough. It was a really tough bounce for Schaefer. It obviously bounced a little bit higher than he was expecting and got right up in his chest. And that's a that's a tough bounce to be able to try and react to, especially when it bounces and you don't know where it went. As that one's a crack to right field. Gross makes the play for out number 3. Out number 3, but not before the Pirates are able to tie this one up. It's 2-2 as we head into the bottom of the third.
Kingbaum Services is a proud supporter of Raider football. Kingbaum Services specializes in concrete flatwork, including driveways, sidewalks, buildings, slabs, and patios, as well as stamped and decorative concrete. Reach out to Kingbaum Services at 920-946-3704 or email kingbaumservices@gmail.com for a free estimate on all of your upcoming concrete needs.
Sargento is now hiring general production roles starting at $24 an hour at their new location in Fond du Lac County. Award-winning benefits, tuition assistance, and a 401k plan that ranks among the top 1% in the U.S. Work for a leading national brand right in your community. Go to careers.sargento.com and apply today. Sargento, your passion, our.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. I'm Brandon Mubauer here with Miles Detroit. And if you're just getting started, it's been a close contested matchup between the Raiders and the Pirates. 2-2 as we head into the top of the third inning. Velker will lead off. Thompson will be pitching. And overall, defensives have been the big part to these runs. A couple mistakes from the Pirates. We saw that error from Schaefer in the last inning that brought in the run. What is your mindset going into this bottom of the third if you're the Pirates?
Well, I would say just limit the mistakes. Obviously making a bunch here to this point, but just limiting the mistakes, making the routine plays, and just trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. I mean, obviously you're trying to get out of the inning with 0 runs, and that's what they're looking to do here.
Yeah, now early 2-0 count. The Pirates really found their first true momentum of the game. In the first inning, they had a little bit of momentum, but that was shut down really quickly from both of Kiel's first batters going in to score. So
yeah.
Now hopefully the Pirates will try and keep the momentum going, as now a 3-0 count to Velker. That one catches the plate for strike number 1.
Velker's second 3-0 count on Thompson. He gave him a 4-pitch walk to start the game here this morning, and now 3-0, but now a strike.
And that one caught the plate as well. Now 3-2 count. And like you mentioned, not the last strike, but the strike before was the first strike that Thompson threw to Velker this game so far.
Yeah,
in the 2 at-bats. 7 straight balls.
Yeah.
And now 2 strikes and a foul ball.
Very true, and Velker took that first strike kind of just to see where Thompson's headspace is at.
As there's to the first baseman right. He'll make the play himself. And now Stefani steps up to the plate. Stefani hit that blooper into right field to score Velker back in the first inning. And we'll see what he can do here. That one's cracked down the third baseline. And Stefani will look at second, decides to stay at first. And that's a single to get this inning going for the Raiders.
Heck of a week for the junior captain Stefani. I mean, Tuesday obviously not a great effort as a team, but Thursday and here in this one so far, he's been great at the plate. You know, he provided the first hit in this one, also on Thursday, and has just had solid outings behind the plate.
And here's the nothing pitch. Ball low. And, yeah, now Schaefer's going to try. I'd assume he wants to score Stefani again. He's done it how many times throughout the year even. Set aside the past week. So we'll see what Schaefer wants to do here.
Yeah, and after that error last inning, his headspace is down on the offensive end. You gotta advance Stefani over there, try to get some runs this inning, and contribute on the offensive end for your squad.
The 1-1, swinging strike 2, as it was fouled off. So Stefani will move back to first. And that one just made a little bit of contact. Just made enough for it to be a foul ball. And Stefani had to come back to first. So now here's the 1-2. Ball outside.
Good hustle nevertheless, though, for Stefani. Always have to have your head in the right space. And still, even if it is a foul ball, you're still hustling, being game-like, and make sure your head's in the game.
Yeah, and that one's a dribbler to the third baseman. Bobbles, but was able to keep it with himself, was able to make the play to right at first, and 2 outs now with a runner on second for Hunter Pitson stepping up to the plate.
Well, we thought Pitson was going to be the man on the mound in this one, Brandon, but instead he's looking to provide some hits.
Come on, get out of here.
Some hits and some defense as well, but not on the mound as we thought he'd be entering this one.
Yeah, and Pitson has 6 RBIs on the year, 13 runs, and we'll see. 297 batting average. We'll see what he can do here as there's a pop fly up in the air. Wright will be there to make the play for out number 3 as we head into the top of the 4th inning. Tie game at 2.
You looking for someone to build your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done, like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. Well, Albright Again Home Improvements has you covered, where no job is too small. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Located in Kiel, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs.
Welcome back to Kiel for today's matchup between the Port Washington Pirates and the Kiel Raiders. We're locked up at 2 right now as we head into the top of the 4th inning. Really, no team has been able to get out to a good lead. The Raiders, both of the teams' starting leadoff batters were able to score, and then Stefani was able to score right after that for the Raiders. It was 1-2 for about 2 innings, and then in the last inning, O'Neal Wright was able to score for the Pirates.
Yeah, and I think part of that, to add on to that, is two completely different programs here. Port Washington, Division I, and then Kiel, obviously Division II, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. So, and then just not even divisions too, just completely different programs from different locations in the state. So trying to just feel each other out and settle into this one already, though, in the 4th inning in this one.
Yeah, Port Washington was getting here as I was stepping into the booth. It's a long ride for Port Washington.
No doubt.
Hour and a half?
Something like that, probably. Something like that. Yeah.
My dad will probably correct me.
Yeah, after the game.
Half hour? Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, really?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I thought it was
other side of Milwaukee.
Oh, North.
Oh, okay.
North side.
All right.
Well, we learned something new today, Brandon.
Yep. All right, here's the first pitch of the inning. Swing, strike one.
Yeah, one thing, too, on Thursday, I always kept saying looking ball, and Mr. Kiel would add on to this, too. It's not a look. It's just a ball. It's not a looking ball. You look at balls. Right. Just reminded me of that for some reason. When you said swinging.
A non-looking ball right there.
Right. Yeah.
Ball inside.
But then strikes you swing and look at. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here's the 1-1 now. Ball inside. Thought about it for a second, decided to not go around. That's Bayer White. I don't know if there are subs in, but the numbers that I have in here are not correct.
Yeah, it was Morgan due up. That's who I thought it was to start the inning.
Oh.
Yeah. Morgan, the senior for the Pirates squad here.
As there's a pop fly. Schmidt will take it. And that'll be out number 1. To Meyer, you said?
To Morgan, Isaac Morgan, number 15 for the Pirates.
Morgan, okay.
And now it'll be Paston stepping in, so some change here.
Paston.
Did he take White?
Paston's correct.
Okay, so
I'm thinking they must have took White
Morgan
out.
took White out.
Take a look at this.
Yeah, Aaron Stefani has really tried to find the edges of the zone to start the at-bat so far this afternoon. So he's utilized most of them as he takes ball one there. But there have been a consistent amount of strikes to begin the at-bats as well.
Yeah, and that I'm guessing that's something that Coach May preaches, because we see that with a lot of Kiel's pitchers. I've seen that with pitchers in the past. So that must be something that Coach May preaches and preaches pretty hard.
Shout out Dawn Mankey, rooting from Crivets for her Kiel Raiders. She was tuned in on the stream on Thursday as well. Andy Bross says go Kiel. Missy Cordes says go Kiel.
So there's a called strike. 3-1 count now. First strike of the at-bat.
And shout out Marie Cease as well. Says good luck today, Raiders.
Strike 2 looking. And now full count now. Stefani was able to fight his way back into this count. So here's the full count. Strike 3.
With a strikeout for out number 2.
I don't think he went around, but I think it was going to be a strike either way. So Kia Sullivan now steps in with 2 outs for his last chance hope for the Pirates this inning.
Nice battle between Paston and Stefani there. Just a classic ball strike, alternating, and Stefani ends up winning it.
Yeah, started off 3-0 count for Stefani. Three straight strikes to put Paston away. So here's the 1-0 to Sullivan. That one's to center field. Velker will sit on it and let it drop.
Sullivan with a base hit.
Base hit for Sullivan.
Next batter, Kyle.
Yeah, good awareness from Velker out there in center, not trying to make a play that he likely couldn't have made, diving and resulting possibly in more bases for Sullivan. Excuse me.
Yeah. Uselding now stepping in. Kyle Uselding, the senior third baseman today. He was able to score back in the first after a walk. As there's a grounder to Pitson to Schmidt. He'll make the play. What a play from Pitson, and what a play from Schmidt to end this inning, keeping the score locked at 2. We head into the bottom of the 4th.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom? Call Nodler Tile and Flooring. Whether it's a walk-in shower or renovating the backsplash, switching to hardwood, or already installing carpet, Nodler has you covered. Or you can now visit their showroom, Signature Flooring, and more. This new showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring and more, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Nodler Tile and Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
Welcome back to Kiel for today's broadcast of the Kiel Raiders versus the Port Washington Pirates. Thompson stays on the mound after what was a pretty good inning for him last time around. Only 4 batters, gave up 1 hit to Stefani, and then was able to end it with a ground out and a fly out to Schaefer and Pitson. Here's Milbreath stepping in, and he'll hit it to the shortstop. The unbalanced throw took the first baseman off the bag, couldn't get the tag, and Milbreath will get the party started for the Raiders.
Good effort from Wright, though. It forced him off the bag, but almost nearly had the tag on Milbrath. But also to credit that, good hustle from the junior Milbrath to get over there on first.
Yeah, Bunyan just wasn't able to set himself. Took it. He was running off to the right. Made his throw go to the right, and Milbrath will reach on a pass ball. Reach second on a pass ball, excuse me.
Right is in center, or right is in right, and Morgan's at.
Oh.
Okay. Some switching.
So Wright, is that O'Neal Wright? Yeah.
Yep.
O'Neal Wright is moved to right field, and who's at first?
Morgan's at first, who came into the offense last inning.
There's strike number 1. 2-1 count now to Schley.
And Schley showed bunt for the first pitch of his at-bat, too. I don't see that really often with him. He's got no sack bunts, only a sack fly. And
there he was looking at another bunt. It's now 3-1 count. 3-1 count now in this locked up game at 2-2. Looks like ball 4. And now with 2 runners on, no outs, Owen Jerry Schmidt will come up to the plate.
Perfect opportunity for Owen to add on to his RBI count of 8 on the season. Perfect chance with a tie game of 2 apiece here between the Pirates and the Raiders.
For sure. Here's the nothing pitch to Schmidt. He'll try to lay down a bunt. That one's fouled off.
So we've seen some consistency from Schley and Schmidt trying to lay down the bunt, try to change up and catch this Pirates defense off guard. I like the strategy for your Coach May over there on third.
No, Coach May has brought 2 Raiders teams to the state tournament for baseball. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 2017 summer baseball went to state.
2023, yeah. Back there you could look. I saw this today.
2017 and 2023, I believe.
Yeah.
As that's a pop fly to right, out and right. And
with a catch for out number 1.
Right and right.
Right and right. Makes it easy.
Yep. keeps the runners where they're at, too. Good first out for this Pirates defense. A must-needed out. You got 2 aboard here, trying to keep the lead where it's at.
Now Ben Gross going to try and school him with the pencil bat here.
Pencil bat Gross, I'm going to call him from now
Pencil
on.
bat Gross. Here's the pitch.
The home plate ump really likes that outside corner. We saw Stefani utilize that too, and he's been consistent with it, and he really likes to call that one.
Yep.
So batters here for both squads are going to have to adjust.
There again. He's gonna keep going there. The batters are gonna have to adjust. Ben might have to use the eraser of his pencil bat for that one.
That's perfect. And yeah, and if you're Thompson and Stefani, keep going. If you're Thompson and Stefani, you keep using that outside corner until the batters adjust.
And yeah, that is not. And as an ump, I can tell you that is not an easy. That's not an easy call to make. The low outside corner. It's on the. You've got the catcher that's kind of blocking your view. It's a spot. It's not an easy spot to call.
Yeah, not an easy spot to hit as well either.
No.
Kinda, especially if you're a righty too, or lefty. The outside spot.
Liam Murphy, on second base now. Pinch running for Milbrath, and there's a shot to center field. Center fielder running for it. Drops the ball. And Murphy will score. And is that Schley on third. And Brady Kingbaum comes up clutch with a single there to give the Raiders the lead.
We talked about the wealth of this Raiders offensive lineup. There you have Kingbaum sitting at the 9-hole spot, the last spot of the offense, delivering a huge one-run RBI single to give the Raiders the lead here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, and we talked about it with Velker earlier. Sullivan decided to dive for that ball, and there's a ground out from Velker, unassisted to the first baseman as we head into the top of the fifth. Raiders lead it 3-2.
Concession stand is open.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. $2.25 burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, pick a wrap and fries for $10 on Tuesdays, and get yourself a steak sandwich and fries or maybe a perch basket with fries or potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. And finish off your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries for just $10 on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. That's 920-894-8493. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
Welcome back to Kiel, Wisconsin. Here you're listening to Kiel Raider Radio. Last inning, the Raiders bouncing 1-2 the lead. It is now 3-2. Your Raiders leading the Port Washington Pirates. Do it for the Pirates offense. It's going to be Sam Haft, led by O'Neal Wright and Carson Page in the hole, Brandon.
Yeah, and Stefani continuing to pitch here. I don't blame May for leaving him in. We saw 2 weeks ago in that Chilton game on that Tuesday that May looked to have taken Pitson out maybe a little bit early, and that's kind of what gave up the lead. He put Velker in a little bit too early, and then they ended up losing that game 5-3. So I like to see that Mays keeping Stefani in here, letting his pitch count run, as here's the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, we talked about both pitchers utilizing the outside and the zone, and there's Stefani right off the gate to start at the inning, utilizing it for the junior captain.
And here's the 0-1 swinging strike two. And I think that outside corner gets a little bit bigger with every inning. I think.
Yeah.
From what I've been seeing, that one looked very outside. And now the 0-2 to put Haft away. That one cracked to center field. Velker backing up. He's under it. He'll make the play for out number 1.
Yeah, and if, like you said, if there was a warning track, we'll call it the warning track for high school. Velker was all the way back there. A good shot from Haft to start the inning, but nevertheless, good defense from the Raiders to get their first out of the inning.
And O'Neal right now stepping back into the batter's box. Hit a liner to right center last time and was able to score off of that. See what he can do here. He's got some power, so we'll see what he has in store for the Raiders defense. As ball 1, 1-0 count. Stefani to right. Swinging strike 1.
You talked about the beginning of the inning too, Coach May keeping Stefani in there. You talk about the depth for the pitching crew for this Raiders team. It's Pitson and Velker, really. We've seen the most consistent out of with the most appearances. It would be great to see Stefani get in and get those reps as well as you enter postseason.
Yeah, and that team that went to state in 2023, May always talked so highly of his 1-2 punch with DeCellier and Nathan Stefani. So we'll see what Nathan's younger brother has. And I believe Aaron caught for Nate as
that is a bad hop. Talk about a bad hop.
Wow.
And if you're the little short Brady Kienbaum, no, not a big chance on that play. And I mean, you really don't count that as an error, do you?
No,
that's
that's
a bad bounce. That goes completely different direction there. No chance for Kienbaum to make a play.
Yeah, that was might be like a stone. I don't know if there's like a stone there or something.
But probably uneven in the dirt maybe or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? We're not out there to see.
As there's foul and stays in the ballpark, but foul ball. And yeah, that is a tough bounce. Like it was going to the left of him, then bounced over his head and landed to the right of him. Like there's nothing he could have done there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't see many of those in the day of age of baseball, really.
No.
I haven't seen many.
But as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted again. Aaron, I believe, caught for Nate Stefani towards the end of the year.
In the semifinal game.
In the semifinal game.
Yeah, right? I believe you back me up on that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
2023, yep.
I thought so. I was at that game. That was
a
cool game to watch.
It was.
And
St. Croix Falls, that's right. Yep.
Here's the strike 2 now.
And they had a commit from St. Croix Falls for playing at Purdue as of right now. So Mr. Kiel said he's wondering how he's doing. I'd be interested too.
Checking on right.
Well, for Stefani, you got an 0-2 target here on Page. You just look to put him away here and get a big second out here in this inning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If I'm Stefan and runner goes. Oh, and now Velker just gonna give it to the cutoff man.
Yeah, I mean, the wheels of right gets him to third. We saw that with Velker, too, over at first to start the game. And, Velker kept it there in his pocket from center field, didn't force anything to try to get right out over there at third.
Yeah, well, now a completely different situation. You have a runner on third, only one out, and Carson Page up to bat, and he'll bring that runner in to score. Lemieux hits the cutoff, and a RBI single for Carson Page.
Nice battle from Page. You're down 1-2 in the count, and then you just deliver a nice RBI single there out to Lemieux in left and gets your teammate right home and ties this baby up at 3.
Yeah, nothing fancy with that one. Just a low liner. Was able to get into the outfield. Nothing fancy. Wasn't trying to rip it. Just needed some contact.
Absolutely. Well put.
Ball high for ball number 1.
Feel free to tune in on the Facebook throughout the stream. I'll occasionally shout you out if I see you.
Here's the 1-0 count. Swinging fouled off. And now the game locked up once again, this time 3-3. And it's just been a back and forth battle. The Pirates took the lead in the first. Then the Raiders took the lead in the bottom of the first. Then the Pirates were able to bounce back. Raiders able to get that lead again. And now it's tied up once again with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bunyan.
Yeah, talk about a battle. That is exactly right. Going back and forth. Like you said, Kiel had the lead, then the Pirates. And so got a battle here on a beautiful Saturday.
Yeah, and that's a ball inside. And as we're in the 5th inning now, getting to the later parts of this game, we're going to see if Stefani can keep the control that he's had for most of this game. He started off staying a little bit high, then he found his spot. So we'll see if he can keep that going throughout the game. That one's fouled off.
Yeah, Stefani has had a nice outing to this point, I would say, and a few have been credit to the solid offense of the Pirates, but then a few errors from the defense of the Raiders as well. You saw Velker not too long ago, not Velker, Schaefer at short making the error to give the Pirates a run.
Yeah, and the error on the stolen base from Milbrath as well.
Yep. And that's something we talked about in pregame is not making – you really can't make these mistakes against either side because they will execute and make use of those and score some runs.
For sure. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ball outside. And that one passes him.
Does indeed go down as a wild pitch for Stefani.
Wild pitch from Stefani. Now, runner on second, 1 out. Here's the full count. Hit him, and he'll take his base. Now we're in a really troublesome spot here. Only 1 out, and Coleman will head out to the mound. Go save the date and join us on Friday, July 25th, our 5th annual NEW Sports Radio Golf Outing. We have been able to support our broadcast students with a scholarship fundraiser where we have handed out over $3,000 in scholarships. Save the date, sign up, and join us from Wander Springs Golf Course on Friday, July 25th as we support our students.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the Raiders facing a threat now here with 2 on, only 1 out. This has a chance of being a big inning for the Pirates to extend this game and get the hands into their
Has Coleman always come out for the mound visits?
No, not usually.
Okay.
Trying to change it up, hear from a different coach.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I didn't think so, but I wasn't sure. As there's a grounder to Pitson. Pitson will go to and double play to end the inning. And that 1 out threat is now destroyed by Pitson, Kingbaum, and Schmidt as we head into the bottom of the 5th, 3-3.
Real Logistics was born in October of 2016 to support the growth and expanding needs of our customers. Real Logistics LLC has become a reputable freight brokerage service. Our team is up for every job, managing transportation needs with the skill and experience our customers have come to expect. We want our customers to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels throughout the duration of each load move. Real Logistics started as a family-owned business, and those values still hold true across the organization today. Individual attention, personal responses, caring attitudes, and sincere appreciation for our business partners remains the core of our success. We value the opportunity to earn your trust and business each and every day. Real Logistics, a proud supporter of Raider football.
Welcome back to Kiel for today's matchup between the Port Washington Pirates and the Kiel Raiders. And the Pirates were looking to go on everything was looking in the Pirates' favor, and then mound visit from Travis Coleman into a double play from a 5-4-3 double play, Pitson to Kingbaum to Schmidt to end that inning. And now even after a run scored last inning, now Kiel's got all the momentum in their hands.
Yeah, and Coach Coleman must be the good luck charm for this Raiders defense. Like you said, delivers a mound visit and then a heck of a double play, 5-4-3 to end it. What could have been a possible big inning for the Pirates.
Exactly. We said it right away. The Pirates were threatening the Raiders right there, but Raiders able to stay calm and able to turn that double play to end the inning. So there's a ball outside.
And they have the weapons to absolutely do that as well. And they've been pretty solid to this point on the offensive end as well.
Now Stefani, here's the 1-0, ball outside. And Stefani, we've talked about it a lot this week. What a week this guy's had. He's already two for 2 tonight with a run scored, as that one's shot into center field. And Sullivan able to make the catch in center field for out numero uno.
Yeah, but nice sign from Stefani there. He has just been putting the ball into play. Even if he gets an out there to the center fielder, Sullivan, nevertheless, he's putting the ball into play. So he's had like you said, a heck of a week.
Yeah, and that was a really good shot, as that's a called strike. I'd say if that falls, that goes on, that would have hit our imaginary warning track in the outfield.
Yeah, and he almost misread it out there in center field. It kind of looked like too.
Yeah. It was very close to being able to get over his head, I will say.
Yeah, I would agree.
Now Schaefer behind in the count, 0-2 so far. Ball. And that's the spot that's been called a strike a lot today. If I'm Schaefer, I don't know if I would have took that. I think I would have tried to get a bat on that and fouled it off.
Absolutely, and I'm surprised home plate umpire didn't call that too. That is where his bread and butter has been so far in this one.
Yeah, and I saw that time he did just kind of go for it. Got a bat on it, fouled it off. Now here's the 1-2 once again to Schaefer. And there's strike number 3.
Thompson with the strikeout for outs number 2. Next batter, Hunter Pitson.
That's Thompson's second strikeout today. First strikeout came in the 4th inning. So.
Yeah, and you talk about the little amount of strikeouts from both Stefani and Thompson. It just proves both these offense putting the balls into play and making the defense get the outs for their respective squads.
Yeah, and that just kind of shows the trust that the pitchers have in their defenses, that they're willing to give pitches to these hard-hitting bats that now that they know that their defense is going to make the play.
Right, putting it over the plate for the respective offenses to put in play.
I always said when I played baseball that you have 7 fielders back there to help back you up.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to trust them.
Even 8. Catcher too.
Here's the 2-1. That one's cracked into left field. Pitson will be on to try and start a 2-out rally for the Raiders. Try to take another lead.
On Thursday, we saw quite a few amount of 2-out rallies, in my opinion. I think you guys would agree as well. But these 2-out rallies will provide runs, and I think this could be possibly a big one for the Raiders here with Milbrath stepping in, a powerful hitter for the Raiders.
And now with 2 outs, Milbrath steps in. Ball low. Here's the 1-0 count. Grounder through to the left fielder. And now the Raiders have something going. Tegan Schley steps up to the plate after 2 singles from Pitson and Milbrath. And all of the lights are shining on Schley here.
Yeah, I think it's a good guy to have the lights on. Sits at the DH like we mentioned, and you've seen all throughout the season. Perfect chance for him to get the lead here for his Raiders squad.
As Liam Murphy goes to first to courtesy run for Milbrath. Here's Schley. That one misses low.
And if the fans don't know, Murphy is pinch running for Milbrath because he's the catcher in this one, so he's got to get all the gear on, just if you're curious.
Courtesy running.
Yep. Since there's 2 outs, he's got to get his gear on before the next inning.
Yeah.
But hopefully the Raiders can get a big inning going and he doesn't have to sit and wait. Or he does have to sit and wait.
For sure. 2 balls to Schley. Low in the dirt for ball number 3. And now Thompson, what will he do here? He's got 3-0 count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Let's see. What's the pitch? Strike right down the middle. Gave him something to hit. Schley didn't like it. Didn't bite on the pitch. And now here's the 3-1. As that one's to right field, in right field, and he'll make the play for out number 3. And we'll head into the top of the 6th. All knotted up, 3-3.
Smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. Sides made from scratch, hickory smoked meats, yeah, Parker John's. Come on down to Parker John's for pizza or barbecue. Smoking daily just for you. We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. I see you down there, it's the place to meet ya. Parker John's, Parker John's.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
Welcome back to Kiel High School here from Kiel, Wisconsin. It is all knotted up at 3 runs each to start this top of the 6th inning. And a pitching change for the Raiders. It's going to be the junior Colton Schaefer starting it out. Comes into action with a 9.33 ERA, 1 win, only 3 appearances on the year. And in those appearances, he's given up 4 runs, 4 walks, and dealt 4 strikeouts. And due up for the Pirates to start it, it's going to be Bunyan, followed by Bergen and Morgan in the 3-hole.
Yeah, now you've got Schaefer going to shortstop. Or not Schaefer, Stefani going to shortstop. I haven't seen him there much this year. They keep Milbrath at catcher. So we'll see what that has in store as here's Schaefer's first pitch. Catches the side of the plate, and he goes right after that outside corner, right off the bat. He struck out on it while he was hitting, so he went right there. And now looked for it again, was a little bit low.
Yeah, you've seen it from shortstop, his teammate Stefani dealing that outside pitch a lot here in this afternoon, and so he wants to take one himself.
As there's strike number 2. I don't know. Have you seen Stefani play shortstop this year so far, or he's been catching?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
I feel like I've seen him there though. Maybe before, I don't know. Maybe in a switch.
Yeah,
Rare,
I think I've seen it in years past, but
yeah,
haven't seen it so far this year. Now here's the 2-2 to Morgan. As there's strike number 3. Caught him looking.
Yeah, nice job, Schaefer, setting the tone here in the inning, delivering a 2-ball, 3-strike at-bat, and really just sets the mojo here for the inning, putting Morgan away to start the inning.
Yeah, and how much better could you start this? Could you start your outing striking out the first batter looking, as now Sam Paston steps in the batter's box?
Yeah, we've seen two pitchers here this afternoon for the Raiders, Schaefer and Stefani, who have not made as many appearances as Pitson and Velker has. So I like the idea from Coach May to get them in the rotation and get some reps here on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and Schaefer now thought he was up in the count, but he's not. Even in the count, 1-1. Here's the pitch. And there's strike number 2. Now he's up in the count. Now I can say, and just more of this Kiel's tendencies getting up in the count. And that's just been working as a charm for Kiel so far this year. Here's the 1-2. As that one's to Stefani at shortstop. He'll make the play for out number 2.
Heck of a start here for this Raiders defense, and if you're the Pirates offense, Morgan and Passon being put away here to start the 6th, kind of just reading out Schaefer here on the mound, a new pitcher to start the inning, but nevertheless, incredible defense for the Raiders squad.
Yeah, and I'm going to mention it, this is kind of the time where I would have wanted, as there's a dribbler to Schmidt. He'll give it to Schaefer for out number 3, and 3-1 to end the inning. All knotted up, 3-3 as we head into the bottom of the 6th.
The Lumberyard Brewery is now open. Guests are welcomed into the beautifully renovated 1920s brick building. With 12 craft beers and cocktails and a family-friendly environment, the Lumberyard is perfect for afternoons on the patios, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in for a pint and experience the historical charm of the Lumberyard Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow them on Facebook for constant updates of their beer offerings.
With over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling is the only call you need to make for your air conditioner, furnace, air handler, boiler, or ductless system needs. They offer free estimates so you know exactly what to expect when they come to your temperature rescue. Call 920-838-5599 for your heating and cooling needs. Dynamic Heating and Cooling supports your Kiel Raiders.
Welcome back to Kiel Raider Radio. We have a new pitcher for the Pirates as well. Bayer White steps in for Thompson, And I believe Thompson will probably just head out because Morgan already took Morgan.
Spot,
yeah, Morgan took right spot, and then actually there's another change.
Morgan took white spot in the offensive lineup, but then Morgan took right spot at first base.
Yeah, now 35
got
is at
taken
first.
off. Yep.
Now 35 is at first. So that's a new guy.
And that's
Dinkle.
Dawson Dinkle.
Dawson Dinkle at
So
first.
now Morgan is out.
Yep.
So a big change here in this bottom of the sixth for the Pirates defense.
Yeah, Wright is still in right.
Dinkle at first, White on the mound. So we try to catch up with the adjustments here.
Yeah. Okay. Everything else look right. I think so.
And it will be Owen Schmidt to lead us off for the Raiders. Brandon?
Yup. Owen Schmidt trying to get something going with this new pitcher. I wonder if the new pitcher is going to test that outside corner like the pitchers have so far today.
Yeah, and I wouldn't see why not. You know, you have a batter Schmidt here that you can test it on.
Here's the pitch. That one into left field right off the bat. And now the Raiders have a runner on early. And that was not how the Pirates half of the inning started. And now Schmidt didn't look too happy that he was getting
he wanted to show off his wheels.
Exactly.
He wanted to show off the wheels on first.
Yeah, I think that's what he's telling May, right?
No, I think he was giving Ben some info maybe about the pitcher. I don't know. I could be wrong. It looked like he was looking at Ben.
Yeah, I think you're right. But so now Murphy back on the base pass where he's been a lot this year.
Third time, yeah, this game.
This game and this year, as Gross tried to lay down a bunt. And Murphy can go now as Wright will try to get him at second, but he'll be safe. An error, I'm thinking that's an error that's going to be go on the catcher.
Yeah, E2 for this Pirates defense and for Bergen behind the plate. Nice wheels from Murphy to get over there to second, and now got a runner in possible scoring position here, Brandon.
Yeah, one strike on Gross. Here's the pitch. Outside, and there he tests it again. And Gross wasn't able to adjust last time. Struck out on the outside pitch, looking. So now here's the 0-2. And there's a balk from the. And now.
I was going to say, he was going to wind up, and then he stepped off the bag. That's definitely a balk.
Uh-huh.
And now that'll advance Murphy to third.
Yeah. Even better situation for the Raiders.
Oh.
There's strike number 3 looking.
Yeah, right down the plate there for Gross. That would have been the beauty to hit for the junior, but nevertheless, it will bring up Kienbaum.
I think from up here, it kind of looked like, it looked like it was a curveball.
Yeah,
so
I would say so
it was
too.
looking high. He thought it was going to stay high, but it dropped right into the zone. And now Kienbaum steps in. As there's a wild pitch, Murphy going, he'll be safe, and the Raiders have a lead once again.
Nice running for Murphy. Started all the way on first, pinch running there for Owen Schmidt, and rounding his way around the bases all the way to home to give the Raiders the lead.
Mm-hmm. And we've talked about it before. This athletic freshman, Liam Murphy, who was a big part of the soccer team that went to state this year, got good minutes on the basketball team this year, and now baseball, he's made a huge impact as well. As there's a grounder to Page, he'll give it, and bad throw, and Kienbaum will end up at second.
Good hustle from Kienbaum, just not even hustle from Kienbaum, but just the air for the Pirates defense here. And now They face a big threat. Only one gone here with a runner once again in scoring position, and brings up the top of the order with the senior captain, Cade Velker, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Was the error on the throw or the catch?
Definitely the throw, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking down at my...
Yep, yeah, it's no doubt. The theme has been a solid offense, but the defense...
They're back to the second baseman. Velker will be out at first. That one was good, but...
Yeah. Yeah, way to bounce back after that error from the second baseman, able to make that routine play, though, on Velker, and a big put away at the number 1 spot, Cade Velker, in the offense.
Now you have a lot of pressure on this pitcher. You've got 2 outs, but he's thrown a wild pitch to score a run already this game, so we'll see how that affects him. And that one's fouled off from Stefani.
And this is a great batter to have up. Aaron Stefani, we talked about it, has had a heck of a week, heck of a game here this afternoon, and this would be a huge RBI if he can get it.
Heck of year in general. 16 RBIs, 3rd in the EWC. So now he has 2 strikes on him. He's going to choke up on the bat a little bit, just try to make contact and bring Brady in. I see he's choking up on that bat.
You called it.
Here's the pitch. And there's the
That's
dribbler. And the freshman not able to make the play. And another run scores for the Raiders.
Great hustle from the junior captain, Stefani, hustling it over. I told you it was going to be a tough play. That's a dribbler to the third baseman, Uselding, not able to inch out the play, and nevertheless a 2-run cushion now for the Raiders.
And now Colton Schaefer has a homer on the year. Not much doing today, but with 2 outs, let's see what he has in the tank, as that one's low for ball 1. Biggest lead of the day for either team.
Yeah.
And it's 2 runs.
And at a great time, too. You're here at the bottom of the 6th. You hold them for 1 inning, and you win a great game here this afternoon.
And here's the 1. Oh, Stefani goes, and he will be out. Caught stealing, and now we head into the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Raiders lead it 5-3.
Go Kiel Raiders! Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holsting, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Kingbaum Services is a proud supporter of Raider football. Kingbaum Services specializes in concrete flatwork, including driveways, sidewalks, building slabs and patios, as well as stamped and decorative concrete. Reach out to Kingbaum Services at 920-946-3704 or email kingbaumservices@gmail.com for a free estimate on all of your upcoming concrete needs.
All right, welcome back to Kiel High School on this beautiful day in May, and the Raiders are leading it 5-3 as we head to the top of the 7th inning against the Port Washington Pirates. And the Pirates are looking at their last opportunity. They're starting with their top of the order with Uselding, Haft, and Wright. And we'll see how this game can. It's close. It's not over yet. I know the Pirates are not going to go down without a fight. Schaefer on the mound now is not going to go down without a fight, and we'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, this is all leading up to a dogfight of a top of the 7th inning, Brandon. It's going to be a good one here.
Yeah, two teams with kind of opposite seasons. Kiel 10-3 overall, 7-3 in conference. As there's strike number 1. And Mays coming out to talk to the umpire. Preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agents, Todd Oleg and Stacy Schweitzer. Call them at 920-894-2244 or find them at their joint office on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd and Stacy together bring the knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. They look forward to seeing you soon. As here's the 1-1 from Schaefer. Ball.
Heck of a fast ad read, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
Great job. Had to squeeze them all in as we get to the end of this one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like May was clearing something up there with the ump during that discussion there a few moments ago.
Yeah, and here's the 2-1. Ball outside. Not a bad spot, though. He's been calling it there for the majority of this game. 3-1 count now. And before that last pitch, I believe I saw Schaefer telling the outfielders to back up, as now full count here. So this guy's a big bat. Got this. So Schaefer knows the scouting report, trying to making sure that nothing gets behind him. And Kingbaum able to get there, gives it to Schmidt, and there's out number 1.
Big first out, and Kingbaum had to completely switch directions. His momentum was shifted to his right and had to go all the way back to his left. Good hustle for the sophomore and a big first out to start this inning.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what he was doing, moving to the center, but
maybe just saw the ball come wrong off the bat, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. But regardless, it worked out. Now here's 1 out. Ball outside.
Yeah, big first out there. You need 2 more to end this game, and Raiders seeking a big W here on Saturday.
And Haft now steps in for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off back here.
No sound effect from
Mr.
effect. Kiel.
Big important game here.
Yeah, right. Having a good time up here in the booth.
The 1-1 to Haft. Ball high. And Schaefer has had a heck of an outing so far with a strikeout. The Pirates haven't really been able to get anything going against him so far. As here's the 2-1. Ball outside. No, that one was just way too outside. That one was just really outside.
You heard it from the ump himself.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Schaefer has done a great job responding. He's given up 3 balls in these past at-bats, and then making Useling put one in play, and now looking to put away Haft.
For sure. And here's the 3-2 now. Strike 3 looking. And now the Pirates are down to their last chance here with O'Neal Wright, who has had himself a game. Every time that he's gotten on the bases, he's scored. In the first inning, he flew out deep left field. So we'll see what Wright is going to try to do here.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup between Wright, the junior, and the junior Schaefer to possibly end this one. It's going to be a good matchup.
Here's the 2 out. Swinging a strike 1.
And a great job from Schaefer. Jumps ahead right away in the count, not wasting any time. And now Wright already deals with an 0-1 count on his back.
And what a win this would be for the Raiders. Division I team. First time in half a decade that the Raiders have played against a Division I team. As now 1-1 count, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Schaefer deals. Grounder to Stefani. Stefani to Schmidt for out number 3. And that ends the ball game here. Kiel wins 5-3. And we'll be back right after this break.
Sargento is now hiring general production roles starting at $24 an hour at their new location in Fond du Lac County. Award-winning benefits, tuition assistance, and a 401k plan that ranks among the top 1% in the U.S. Work for a leading national brand right in your community. Go to careers.sargento.com Sargento.com and apply today. Sargento, your passion, our culture.
Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon, except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. Sunday and Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesdays, cheeseburger and fries. On Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. And on Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge.
Welcome back to the Kiel Raider Radio post-game show. Whoa.
Brandon's been dealing with an illness throughout this broadcast. give him credit.
Yeah.
Still push through.
Kiel Raider Radio post-game show. I'm Brandon Muhlbauer here with Miles Detroit, and what a game that was. Was tight through the entire thing. Was back and forth. A lead change, 3 ties throughout. It was an instant classic.
Yeah, it was. And we talked about the theme of this one was the solid offense that both squads have, and it was going to be the defense was going to win this game, and the Raiders' defense holds up, and Port Washington, too many errors to start the game, I think gave the Raiders the confidence and the energy to push this one out and win this one here on Saturday.
For sure. And let's take a moment to talk about the pitching. So first, Stefani, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 earned runs?
Yeah.
2 earned runs? Okay. So 2 earned runs and 2 strikeouts. Jerry Kiel will make sure that I'm correct on that.
Yeah, right.
And then to relieve the closer, Schaefer, who I believe should get the save, 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Just a pitching classic for the Raiders.
And that's a great sign for the coaching staff for Kiel. Head coach Bradley May and assistant coach Travis Coleman. You see 2 pitchers this afternoon who haven't gotten much experience this season compared to Pitson and Velker, the 2 seniors. And you could possibly now, with that experience and this great program of Port Washington, try to start working them into your rotation, like I said before, postseason, where you're going to most likely need them.
For sure. And as I continue to make notes on the sheet, offensively, though, for the Raiders, Aaron Stefani, 3 for 4, and with a deep, and the one out was a deep fly ball to the center fielder. Scored in the first to take the lead in the first, take the 2-1 lead, and then just kept getting on base. Got caught stealing to end the 6th inning, but overall, just a great game from Stefani and a great week from Stefani.
Absolutely, from the plate, not only, and also the defensive end as well, and not only Stefani, but a bunch of others: Schaefer, Milbrath, Velker, Pitson, bunch of great contributors. To end the week 2-1.
Yeah, and you talk about those contributors. One of those big contributors tonight was Brady Kingbaum, the sophomore. He got the start in the 9-hole. And reached on error twice and I believe he had an RBI somewhere in here, but reached on error and then scored the 5th run for the Raiders. So, and then along with that, Liam Murphy, who was able to get the leading 4th run for the Raiders in the 6th inning after Owen Schmidt's single.
Yeah, and you just talk about the solid wealth from this 15-man roster for the Raiders. So, you have all the way from Liam Murphy making plays, running the bases, to, the junior captain, Stefani making plays up to hit. So, a great week for the Raiders, and they look now to keep their winning ways going next week on Tuesday.
Yeah, and our next broadcast will be on Monday. It will be Miles and Miles and Joe Niles broadcasting the soccer game. And then Tuesday at 3:30, 3:20 pregame, we'll be back here at the Baseball Diamonds for the game against
Brilliant. Yep. Brilliant next week, and then Two Rivers to end the conference season.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful day in May. I'm Brandon